Hey there, beer enthusiasts, history buffs, and everyone in between. Welcome back to our channel, where we're about to embark on a journey through time, following the frothy trail of one of humanity's oldest and most beloved beverages, beer. Picture this. It's 4000 BCE in ancient Mesopotamia, and our Sumerian pals are gathered around sipping on some primitive brewskis. Yep, beer goes way back. It's practically the OG of happy hour. Now, these ancient brewers weren't messing around. They had their own beer goddess, Ninkasi, who taught them the secrets of fermentation. The famous hymn to Ninkasi, a Sumerian poem dating back to around 1800 BCE, praises the goddess of beer and provides detailed instructions for brewing beer. Fast forward to ancient Egypt, where beer was considered liquid gold. There is strong scientific evidence supporting the ancient practice of beer making in Egypt. Archaeological findings, chemical analysis of artifacts, and textual references provide insights into the brewing techniques and cultural significance of beer in ancient Egyptian society. Excavations at ancient Egyptian sites have uncovered pottery vessels specifically designed for beer production and consumption. These vessels often feature depictions of brewing scenes, including images of workers grinding grains, mixing ingredients, and serving beer. Modern analytical techniques such as gas chromatography and mass spectrometry have been employed to analyze residues found in ancient Egyptian pottery. These analyses have revealed traces of beer ingredients such as barley, wheat, and other fermentable grains, as well as evidence of fermentation byproducts like alcohol and organic acids. These chemical signatures provide direct evidence of beer production in ancient Egypt. In addition, ancient Egyptian texts, including tomb inscriptions, temple reliefs, and papyrus scrolls, contain references to beer and its importance in daily life and religious rituals. Numerous texts found in Egyptian sources describe beer as a staple food and offering to the gods, highlighting its cultural significance. So, beer was a fundamental aspect of Egyptian cuisine, social life, and religious beliefs, enriching our understanding of ancient Egyptian culture and civilization. The ancient Romans primarily consumed wine, considering it a more sophisticated and prestigious drink. However, archaeological evidence indicates that beer was also brewed and consumed. The Romans called beer cerevisia, derived from the goddess Ceres, who was associated with agriculture and grain. Unlike modern beer, Roman beer was typically brewed from barley and flavored with various herbs or spices such as coriander, thyme, or laurel. It was often consumed by lower-class citizens, soldiers, and laborers. The brewing process in ancient Rome was similar to that of today, involving soaking malted barley in water to extract fermentable sugars and then fermenting the resulting liquid with yeast. But let's not forget about our medieval buddies. Monks were basically the original microbrewers, whipping up batches of liquid enlightenment in their monasteries. They called it liquid bread because, hey, who needs carbs when you've got a cold one? The Middle Ages might have been dark and gloomy, but they sure knew how to throw a beer festival. These shindigs were lit, literally. They'd light up giant beer towers to celebrate because nothing says party like towering infernos of ale, am I right? One of the most famous medieval breweries in Europe was the Weihenstephan Abbey Brewery, located in Bavaria, Germany. Founded in 725 AD, Weihenstephan Abbey is recognized as the oldest continuously operating brewery in the world. The monks at the abbey were renowned for their brewing expertise, and their beer gained widespread popularity throughout the region. Their brewing tradition continued through the Middle Ages and into the modern era, surviving various political and social changes. In the 19th century, the brewery underwent significant expansions and modernizations, further solidifying its reputation as a leading producer of Bavarian beer. The Industrial Revolution, the age of steam power, mechanization, and you guessed it, mass-produced beer. As factories sprung up like mushrooms after a rainstorm, the brewing industry wasn't far behind. Suddenly, beer wasn't just a local brew, it was a global phenomenon. One of the pioneers of this brewing revolution was none other than Anheuser-Busch. Founded in 1852 by German immigrants Eberhard Anheuser and Adolphus Busch, this powerhouse brewery quickly rose to prominence with its flagship brand, Budweiser. With innovations like pasteurization and refrigeration, Anheuser-Busch set the standard for modern beer production. Meanwhile, another brewing giant was making waves, Pabst Brewing Company. Established in 1844 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Pabst became famous for its iconic Blue Ribbon beer, which won the top prize at the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Talk about a blue ribbon brew. But let's not forget about the little guys, or rather, the big little guys. Companies like Miller Brewing Company, founded in 1855, and Coors Brewing Company, established in 1873, played a major role in shaping the American beer landscape. From Miller Lite to Coors Banquet, these breweries churned out beer by the barrelful, satisfying the thirst of millions of beer drinkers nationwide. And who could forget about the golden arches of beer? That's right. I'm talking about Anheuser-Busch's acquisition of Michelob Brewing Company in 1958 and the birth of the Michelob brand. With its smooth taste and sleek packaging, Michelob became the go-to beer for those looking for a touch of sophistication in their suds. But wait, what's this? The craft beer revolution. Just when you thought beer couldn't get any better, a bunch of hipsters with beards and flannel shirts come along and say, "Hold my beer." Suddenly we've got IPAs, stouts, sours, you name it. It's like a beer buffet, and we're all invited. In fact, already in the late 20th century, a growing number of beer enthusiasts began experimenting with brewing small batches of beer at home. This DIY ethos laid the foundation for the emergence of microbreweries, small-scale breweries that produce limited quantities of beer with an emphasis on creativity and flavor. Craft breweries prioritize quality ingredients, traditional techniques, and unique flavor profiles. They often use locally sourced hops, barley, and other adjuncts to create distinctive beers that reflect regional tastes and preferences. Now, craft breweries play an active role in their local communities, serving as gathering spaces for beer enthusiasts, artists, musicians, and food vendors. Many craft breweries host events such as beer tastings, brewery tours, and live music performances, fostering a sense of camaraderie and cultural exchange. So, the craft beer movement has disrupted the dominance of large multinational corporations, offering consumers an alternative to mass-produced, homogenized beers. They gained market share and consumer loyalty by appealing to beer drinkers who value authenticity, creativity, and supporting local businesses. There you have it, folks. A frothy journey through the Industrial Revolution and the rise of mass-produced beer. From humble beginnings to global empires, these brewing behemoths have left an indelible mark on beer history. So next time you crack open a cold one, raise a glass to the pioneers who paved the way for beer as we know it today. Cheers!